Hello and welcome to the Halo Forge Epidemic. This is Oakley HiDef and I'm here to bring you a new Forge tutorial, and this one is going to be for linear infection maps. So linear maps are just like any infection map in the sense that you need initial spawns and spawns for different players. So red, keep in mind, is for the humans, blue is for zombies, and then make sure in order to have infection run on the map you want an object labeled infection haven. So make sure when you go into Forge you're in infection editing mode, so you can label one of those. You don't necessarily have to use havens in your game type, but it needs to be present on the map in order for the game to run any infection. So with linear style maps, what you're going to do is confine players along a specific route and then make them stop at a certain point and await something that will allow them to move on. So what you're doing is you're compartmentalizing your whole map into a series of different areas, and each area should have its own unique style of gameplay. So make sure when you're building your map, you're not just throwing together a map for the sake of building a map. What I recommend doing is going into the map with an idea of what kind of gameplay you want players to experience. So essentially what you can see in this area here is I want it to be relatively close quarters, relatively long sight lines with a sort of an outdoor theme. So no roof to this one, and then lots of rocks. So basically when you play on this area, what I was going for was, you have a decision where there's two paths. Humans can decide to go either way, and then once they defend on the other side, they have to constantly be on their toes, guessing which way the zombies are going to come. So that's the general idea I wanted for this, and what I wanted is, a bunch of rocks and places for the zombies to be able to hide behind as they move up. So every time you build a section of your map, make sure you have a theme in mind, you have gameplay in mind, because you want each and every area of your map to be unique. Now, okay, so for the mechanics of a linear style infection map, basically, as I said, you have different compartmentalized areas of your map. So this would be maybe area 1. You would lay out all the initial spawns here for the humans, and the humans would move up. Then I would recommend having the infected spawns, either behind them. In this case, this wouldn't really work unless it's further back. So either behind them to chase the humans forward, or somewhere hidden in front of them. And so as the humans move forward, they're going to be either chased by the zombies, or they're going to be scouting forward, looking behind each and every rock as they progress forward to root the zombies out. Now, for the zombie respawns, this is where it becomes very important. You want the zombie respawns to be behind where the humans are currently. And the whole reason behind that is you want to make sure the humans are constantly moving forward in your map. Though you may open up new areas of your map with a time map event, the humans won't necessarily move on. So what you want to do is ensure that the humans are moving forward. So the way I do that, and the way you should do that, is by having the zombies spawn right behind the humans. So the humans initially spawn here, and if they don't move forward, the zombies will just spawn here and jump down on them and kill them. So the humans will be forced out. And so what I call this is sort of a flushing of the humans. And so another way to do that is with teleporters. What you'll see on a lot of map is in the zombie spawn room there are teleporters. So in order to keep the humans moving on, you're going to have progressive teleporters that spawn into your map that allow the zombies to spawn even closer. So by spawning closer, it puts more pressure on the humans, and the humans are pushed further back. So what I would recommend is, because you only have a limited amount of time to put on your spawn timers for different events, maybe have the first level be 1 minute. Okay, so at 1 minute, humans are released, they can move forward. And what I would recommend doing is having that teleporter right there either spawn at the minute mark or a little bit before. So the pressure is put on the humans with that teleporter, zombies move closer, and it becomes a hectic battle, and just as the humans are about to crack, they're allowed forward. So at that point, humans keep moving along, and they're open up into the next area. So in the next area, what you should do is supply the humans with more ammo to compensate for the fact that they've probably lost some people, or that they've used a lot of their ammo up. So in the next area, make sure you dump some ammo and maybe even vehicles. So here, humans are going to hold out. As I talked about, you want a different theme, different gameplay for each. This was a horseshoe approach, whereas this one, had more 2 tunnels that the humans have to guard. This one is just a horseshoe, where the humans will end up defending here. And what you want to make sure you do in every location is make sure the humans aren't too powerful and the zombies aren't too powerful. So here, as you can see, zombies can try and defend this choke, but again, there's a rock blocking the line of sight. If the humans were to pull back here, they can't just watch the corner. The zombies will move from that rock back there, and then keep moving around and sweeping it. So you want to make sure the zombies always have a way to attack you. And again, I've placed the teleporter here. So a little bit after the humans have entered this area, allow the zombies to spawn here, drop down, and put more pressure on the humans. And again, maybe make a grav lift, allow the humans to move on. And of course, something to keep mindful of is humans will always try to exploit your map. So if they try and make, a jumping tower here on top of each other, make sure there's a little lip or something, or it's high enough so that the humans can't do that. Anyways, once you've had your next area open up, so grav lift will allow me to do that, here I move on. Something I recommend doing with your maps also is implementing different areas of Forge World. So here I built this whole area here, and it feeds into this cave. This way, it adds a really cool element to your map where you use, areas of Forge World that might be underutilized. So here I found the cave made a really cool area for a linear style map just because of the close quarters of it. And what I did was I blocked off this area here to make it even more linear. But this way, as a zombie, maybe you can see how many humans are left, what their defensive strategy is. Anyways, here's the linear path that I forced them to go down. And the humans, as they're running away, will be able to hold these choke points. And then what I've done is, so the humans don't linger in the cave, the zombies get a teleporter. So always make sure you're using the progressive teleporter system to push the humans back. Now the humans are falling back, and they've entered the next area. Now, either you can make this blocked off, so the humans have to hold out here until a certain event occurs, or you can just allow them to filter into the next area. This one, again, a new type of defensive strategy, a new type of gameplay. What I wanted is a high-low approach. So over here, humans will defend from the heights, and what they can do is defend this narrow choke here. So this is good for the humans, but what the zombies can do is take the low ground, run around, and outflank the humans there. So always make sure there are multiple paths for the zombies and that each area offers up different gameplay. What you can also do with your maps is here, this is just kind of a generic pathway. You can try and add theme to it and make a story behind it, as we've done with Origins. Otherwise, just make sure you make each and every area balanced, and then in testing, what you might want to do is tweak the number of weapons that humans get, tweak the number of health packs they get, and then tweak the timing for the zombie teleporters, because that's going to dictate the pace of the game. Now, what we're going to do is move along and look at a new area. So here you go, guys. We're going to talk a little bit more about the linear style. So linear style, this one over here, I made it with a little more theme. So again, humans would spawn here, and right here it's out in the open, it's on the beach, it offers really cool gameplay, nice open area. But what you want to do is to keep the humans from camping out here. What I've done is I've given the zombies a height advantage. So what I'm going to have, if I were to make this a map, is the zombies would spawn up here. So immediately they get the high ground and they can jump down on the humans here. So in order for the humans to survive, what they want to do is, kind of run around on the outskirts of the beach, constantly be checking their corners here, fending the zombies off. And then what I wanted was to have them, hold out at the beach here, maybe throw down a couple machine guns or snipers or something for them to pick up here, shotguns, and hold out as the zombies, run up and jump down on them. And what I wanted to do was have them hold out here until these gates are blown open. So this is maybe more of a thematic infection map where you're holding out here and maybe your engineer is working on blowing open the gates so you can move inside as the zombies are assaulting you. And always make sure there's enough line of sight blockers to keep it interesting, keep the gameplay from getting, too difficult for the zombies. So here, what I would do is maybe have a minute for the humans to hold out here before they can go inside. And then once inside, you're going to change up the gameplay again. So whereas before it was more outdoorsy, long open sightlines, once you're in here, it's going to be a little more close quarters. Okay, so as you saw before, there are grav lifts. That's one way to allow people to move forward. Another way is to put a bunch of crates and then put fixed fusion cores here so that from the other side you can't punch them out of the way. And then what you're going to do is have something that lands on this, blows it up, and then what happens there is it shoots all the crates out, makes it a very dramatic explosion where the humans here say, okay, the gate's blown up, let's go, let's storm the inside. So there you go, now you're in here. So this marks the entrance to the second area of the map. So first one is here outdoor. Here it's a brutal, it's a sudden shift in gameplay where, you know, obviously that's outdoors and now you're indoors. So what I wanted to do is experiment a lot with close quarters, and again, multiple paths for the humans to defend. So what I would do is maybe over here would be the gate to the next area that's blocked off. So in the meantime, humans have to hold out here. And you want to make sure humans have to use teamwork and strategy. So instead of just having one corridor, what humans can do is try and defend the entrance from here. But then what you would do is maybe, you know, dropped an air vent there where zombies can spawn in, push the humans back, and then all of a sudden humans are forced to defend this wide open area here and this area here. So always make sure there's multiple paths for the humans to have to defend. So maybe you'd station 1 or 2 people here, and then the rest of the humans might be here, you know, stationed with the turret. So play around with that in each area. Make sure it's something different that's going on, and then in order to separate the different areas, either put, you know, fusion coils with crates, or put grav lifts or some other mechanism, maybe a spawning in a bridge that will allow you to move on. All sorts of stuff that you can do. But make sure, again guys, when you make your different areas, plan out what you want the gameplay to be like, and then keep in mind that the humans will be losing their numbers the further and further you go on. So make sure you add more weapons and incentives for the players to keep moving forward. And most importantly, make sure you have the zombie teleporters to flush the humans out. So thanks guys, I hope you enjoyed. We will be probably making more tutorials for infection. So go ahead and post your questions below, post what you think we should explain more of. And guys, I hope you enjoyed. This has been Oakley HiDef with the Halo Forge Epidemic, and I'm signing out. Thank you.